So what did you want to talk about, Vivek?
Uh, a few things. One, for all of us to brainstorm how we can put DataOps initiative in front of more people so we have even more engagement this year. Last year was
Mhm.
really great. We had so many people join and we got a lot of things done. So that was the number one topic on the agenda for me. And then the second topic is going through what we, let me see, where did we? Yeah, the priority order which we discussed, I'm looking at the meeting notes for 2026. So
Mhm.
landscape looks like Dan is already helping us out there.
Yeah,
And then same thing along the lines of engagement, publishing different articles about the different data ops frameworks. Maybe that will be building on top of the landscape itself. And
yeah.
then the training modules and the data ops standards. So those are the topics I wanted to just brainstorm with everybody and see what is possible. And I think we definitely will need more hands. It's funny, you're just talking about snowstorms and we have this huge blizzard. It just started out of the blue. It's
Really?
yeah,
I
it's
guess it's made it to you. I mean, when I landed, it was 0 degrees, and then the 2 hour drive, it went down to -10, and overnight -20. So I think it's just like a weather front.
yeah, there was a warm spell for 2 weeks in
Yeah.
Canada where the temperatures went from -20, -16 all the way to 6 degrees, and it was this slush all over.
Yeah, that
And
sucks.
uh, now I'm glad I mean, I like the cold, so I won't complain.
Hi,
Mm.
Dan.
Hey, Dan.
I will publish your profile, Vivek, this week.
Yeah, no rush on that
Thanks
at all.
for filling that out.
Yeah.
And
Can you
thanks,
hear me?
Dan.
Hello.
Yes.
How are everyone? Sorry for a
Good.
long absence.
No worries. Sorry that, everything happened.
Yeah, it was quite tough, man. It was quite tough.
I bet.
So I'm dealing with fine. Also, my family. Finally, my family is here as well, so I'm happy.
That's
So
exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
how's everything going? Okay, yeah, I have told that you can say Happy New Year till 31st. So Happy New Year. There's an expiry date of 30 days.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year.
We were talking about the new year, so you didn't miss much.
Okay. Also, I learned a bit of Spanish, so all I see is Feliz años, Feliz años, Feliz años. So yeah. Then I asked my professor, how long is Feliz años going? So he said, yeah, 31st. You're good to say that. I was like, okay, fine. What's the temperature there in you're in Berlin, right?
I'm Canada right now, but I usually am in Dresden. It was -15 last week, but now it's warmer again.
Define warmer.
3.
Okay.
I say
It's
we
melting and disgusting. Yeah.
I say we were down to like -8, -10 all last week, and then randomly today we're up to 6 degrees, and I think we get up to 8 this week.
Okay.
And in Spain, how is it?
It goes down as like -1 at best, and otherwise it stays around 3 or 4. You'll like it here. You should come by.
What
It's
part of
-20 in Canada, so
Yeah, you love it here. That is
yeah,
what I
yeah.
love about Granada. That Granada has all 4 seasons. So
Cool.
yeah. Also, I can see snowy mountains out there. So if I want to go to, enjoy the snow, I can go there. If I go the other way, there's the beach, Malaga and all that. So yeah, it's pretty cool here.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah. So I really miss Lisa here. I heard that she's not here, or is she left or something? I
He
don't know.
hasn't officially left, but yeah.
she's more busy with a few other things, so she'll be
Okay.
joining in whenever she can, she mentioned. So
All
hopefully we
right.
get to see her more. But
Oh,
good news is she'll be part of other initiatives, which means we'll have even more collaboration opportunities with her and being able to influence. So we'll have more
oh,
of our people in different locations. So I was happy about it.
Yeah,
oh
she's
yeah.
in the on the LF AI and data board or something. So
Oh,
yeah,
she's an LFAI. I think I need to talk to her.
yeah, you should
I,
talk to her for sure.
I recently tried to get into LFAI for something, but yeah, I can talk to her. Yeah, well, that is good
And
to know.
thanks for doing the landscape stuff.
Sure. I also wanted to talk about, so my thesis has taken a very funny turn. Uh, so initially it was only about wind energy, and suddenly I kind of managed to put in some data ops in it and mix that up with some agentic AI. I came up with I'm gonna set up a repository this week and the manifesto and the whole architecture that I built up till now. So basically, the idea is called like an ontology aware agentic polyglot persistence database. I know it's a lot of words, but I'll break it down. So the idea is that instead of coming up with a new database, I want to go for using the best database for the best job, and then there is a whole mechanism that whenever you put, let's say you put a data in an S3 bucket, I have done some mathematical work to calculate data quality and a whole index of things that will calculate how trustable the data is, what is the quality, and what is the economic value around it. We've done the whole, it's a lot of mathematics that we're doing. We're going to publish on that soon. So using that, it decides, okay, should this data push into the pipeline or not, or should I send it back to the user to fix it? Once it is in the system, you have in the medallion architecture, you have gold, bronze, and platinum. So you have now a gold data set that is inside. It will automatically decide based on the content, okay, it should go in this database or it should go in this one or something like that. And then all of it will be joined through a knowledge graph that kind of keeps track of everything. So I'm just giving you a very high overview. I'll share the link with you guys on the Slack channel of the detailed thing, but that is the idea that I'm going on with. And my idea is that maybe if we turn into a project, we can put it up, because this totally aligns with CD Foundation DataOps, because that is like a more agentic DataOps. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, how do I proceed with it and what else can we do? I'm ready to conduct workshops on it. And if there is, I can even come on CDCon as well with my professor with whom I'm developing it. So I can use this whole thing. I have a series of publications based on this plan, and we can like conduct a lot of content just on this thing. So a lot of content for CD Foundation, and my thesis is secured. So win-win.
If you want to create a project that's like a bigger thing, you can um, like publish the repo and then maybe write an intro article about it. And then, the TOC has to approve every project. And a project is like something that you would keep maintaining long term. So if it's just your thesis, would you like stop doing
No,
it?
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
this is a long-term thing that I'm planning.
Okay.
I kind of made my personal vision and what I was working with Raheem and my thesis, I made it into one. So
Okay.
I managed to make it into one. So this is a very
That's
personal
cool.
thing. I'm keeping it. I'll keep on doing for the legacy of a good man, and that's very personal to me in that sense. But it's not that
Okay.
I'm giving it out
Yeah.
to the thesis. I'm gonna push it. I think I finally found my uh, life purpose or something like that. That I want to push this because this is something we used to talk about a lot, and we had a lot of ideas. Now I'm actually putting it into implementation, and I think that if whatever the process is, you can guide me and I'll do it. I have to do it. And I would really like, because it really aligns with DataOps initiative itself, and like and we're putting in a lot of agentic AI into it as well, and all of that, it kind of mixes into a very good combination, which you can say win-win for all. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you put it online and then we can show it to the TOC and then if you want to present, I
Yeah.
don't know the process exactly, but I think that's a good start.
I'll do all of that. I'll hit you up on Slack and let you know once it is done. I'll
Sounds
make a
good.
small one-page manifesto as well of what it is about, so like it's easier to brief, and a couple of slides with the visuals and all of that. So I'll share
Sounds
that
great.
with you, and you can point me in the direction wherever I have to speak. I can do it. You want to
Yeah.
conduct any workshops around it, we can do that. I also have funding from the university to attend CDCon, QCon, and all of that. And
That's cool.
I would really like it under the umbrella of CD Foundation, so
Cool.
that for the association, yeah. So that
Yeah.
is my major contribution for this year then.
That's awesome. Vivek, you thought you were asking how we can reach more people. CDCon is happening in Minneapolis in May. So the call for papers is open right now and closes February 8th. So if you do want to propose a talk, do it now. I'll send a link
This
so we
is
can, yeah.
amazing, Dan. Thanks for that. It's like a moonshot idea, and it's really, I think this can be classified, in my opinion, as evolution 2.0 of the DataOps framework, because typically we tend to predetermine what kind of databases we need. We set that up, and then the workflows are reliant only on that. But this, I think, will help us with the evolution of even the databases being completely serverless, where you just define your workflow and then you launch it. The way, based on what you explained, what I'm interpreting is we
Exactly.
just define this is what I want done, and then the agent, MCPs, all these things together work, and then they figure out what database is needed. They spin it up initially and then put the data there for the fastest execution. And yeah, I think
Yeah.
Victor will be really, really excited.
Oh yeah, I was expecting him to add his thoughts. I was really counting on it. That guy can do a lot for that as well. But once I put it in writing this week, so we can have, I'll have Victor review it as well, and I'm sure he will have tons. By the way, Rahim really liked Victor, and he really planned on talking to him a lot on a lot of topics. They had a very long talk, I think, on vibe coding and then open table format and a bunch of other things. And yeah, so I would really like Victor to look into it. I would really love that.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool. And we were just discussing just before you joined, maybe a minute before you joined, we were looking at the 2026 plans, which we roughly put together at the end of December, and the
Okay.
priority in which we should look at things, or what should be the priority in which we should look at things, and where do we want to be at the end of half the year, at the end of this year. And the first one was landscape, and then Roxanne was sharing that you already started work, and
Yeah,
we were just going through it. It's pretty neat, so I will also take a look at it and I'll add
sure.
to. And then the second
Awesome.
thing, figuring out how do we create more engagement, because it's great we have you, we have Victor, we have Jesse, Roxanne, myself, and a couple of others who are more engaged. But how do we grow from that to maybe more versions of ourselves? That way, we are able to really push the DataOps initiative to the forefront of everyone, and really being able to help people more than anything else, helping them understand, okay, what is DataOps? Where do I go? What are the maturity levels? So the landscape and then the moonshot idea, which you just shared, that fits in very well. And finally, the other two things. I'm just reading off the DataOps initiative meeting notes. There is the DataOps standards. What should those standards look like? And that is also sort of like a moonshot, if I remember correctly. Roxanne and Jesse, correct me. I think Victor was envisioning how, or rather, we sit at this unique junction of leading data ops and then setting true standards for data operations across the board, across the world, which currently don't officially exist in any format, like an IEEE format or any kind of standard. So that was like the third thing. And then finally, the training modules and certifications. So I think the idea to socialize and democratize the serverless databases in the backend, what you're talking about, agentic workflows, making data ops accessible to everybody through different maturity models. So, and also presenting more at conferences. Victor suggested last time that if you're able to divide and conquer different conferences, it'll be easy both logistically, financially, and other ways, and we all get to.
Uh, I'm in for that because now I'm a bit more settled here, and I have the university's backing for all of this, and they like this stuff that one of our guys are going and all of that. So yeah, if there is something coming up, I can manage to raise this. So the important thing is that what my professor really wants is that if I get a formal go ahead from here, so after that, anything that says CD Foundation, I can go. So
Cool.
because it's tied into my thesis, everything is tied in together. So I won't really need the bureaucratic
Overhead.
whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, bureaucracy over here, because they'll give me a open hand to just go on with it.
That's
So I was really excited because I love what DataOps Initiative is doing. I love the work that I'm doing and kind of merge, and I was really happy to share it with you guys. So once that is done, I'm open this year for any engagements you want. So
that's
it will come
really cool.
out anywhere. Yeah.
There's one in Prague that would be then easiest for you to get to in October. Open Source Summit Prague. I don't know when
Okay.
the CFP opens, but when it does, I'll send it to you. Um,
Yeah. Do let me know. Yeah. So it is expected out of me to present at conferences. So yeah, it's win-win everywhere, man. It's win-win,
Sounds good.
you know.
That's exciting.
So yeah. Anything you wanted to any observation you have on the DataOps framework, to let me know if you have gone through. I, I'll definitely do that. One more thing, you were talking about a standard or something. Why not we sort of work on a white paper or something like that? Can we do that? Or yeah.
Yeah, we can do that and we can publish it on the CDF.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that.
What would be the white paper would just be about events or?
No, 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 no. Vivek was talking about the industry standard for data ops, right? Why not we start with a white paper that is a white paper sort of would be an output, right? It would be a sort of a deliverable
Hmm.
that you can show this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was actually, I think, Victor's idea. Right now, those standards don't exist in the data ops frameworks, and we get to be those visionaries for defining what the
Write
standard.
something and put it on archive, let the community review. Meanwhile, we can figure out how to get it in a journal on that, so that we have we have CD Foundation and everything written on it. So this will be sort of
Yeah,
you know uh, it would be a legit sort of thing, rather than just write it down, and we can share the PDF. You get the idea.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm up for it. If Victor, we all can sit together. Whoever wants to contribute, we get our names on that. And if you want any academic backing, I can provide you from my own university here as well. We have a big consortium of European universities: TU Delft, University of Granada, CLM, Technical University Munich, and we have a lot of guys over there. But we can keep it to ourselves, and we can, yeah, publish it as a white paper first. So that would actually be a deliverable we can share everywhere.
I
So
mean,
that
I don't think it's bad to collaborate with others, right, Vivek, if someone wants to
yeah, yeah.
help. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was one of the things discussed by the group on December 3rd was we get something out, like you're mentioning, Dan, a white paper or a publication either directly through the foundation, or in the sense either an article we publish or an article plus a white paper or a white paper with an article, and then we socialize it across different Linux Foundation projects and everything, and then we get even more engagement for that. So we are sort of starting with, hey, this is how we envision the DataOps standards to look like. This is what the maturity model in our head is, and this is where this sits into the business framework. So we have those different levels. And once we have that, then we gather more and more feedback, and the hope is by a 2 or 3 year window, we are able to sort of solidify it and sort of officialize it through the CD Foundation, the Linux Foundation. And yeah, and I think between this group, there's a lot of experience and a lot of both from the academic side, from the technical side, from hands-on side. It's, yeah.
So
And I
here's what
think,
I'm so sorry, you were saying, sorry.
oh, I was just going to end by saying that I was just reiterating what Roxanne was sharing. We'll start it and then we'll get more and more feedback from different people or just thoughts and then get more people to share. Oh, yeah, Jesse has posted. That's why we love you, Jesse. He was able to condense the whole thing into a single sentence.
I mean, if you're wanting the engagement and truthfully, like I think having a solid group of people is great, but I think having a lot more, especially on the technical side and across the industry, would be, if you're trying to set the rules for the industry, you don't want, I don't know, I don't want the rules of the road dictated by somebody who's only driven, in the remote countryside. You want them to drive all over. So,
Yeah.
And if they're engaged, they'll promote it, you know. It's
Yeah.
not just something you looked at once.
well, that also makes it a lot easier too that, once we can figure out a widely agreed upon standard, we can use that to work backwards and build the training. And having that many people engaged in it at that point would make the training side of it much easier, that we can go, okay, here's our idea, run have some people review it, run a couple of lower tech or not as briefed in tech people through it and go, hey, where are the problems, and run it from there. And then you have experts across the field to go, maybe try this.
What's the first step that I can help you all with to get this started? Hello.
Well, then.
What's his name?
Zidane,
Hi,
the
Zanan.
football.
Zidane.
Hey.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm done a meeting.
I mean, it sounds like getting the white paper, or getting at least some
Draft or
state, yeah,
outline.
some sort of outline built out. Then, everybody reaching out to as many people as they can and going like, hey, poke holes in it, come to the meeting, tell us why we're stupid. I think that's the easiest way to get engagement on that one. If nothing else, it's almost kind of like just like an educational rage bait.
Yeah, I've sent a list of experts I was willing to work around with on the whole thing. So I have a list of experts. I think we can contact them on behalf of CD Foundation, maybe. And
Yeah, we have some, but I need something to contact them with, you know. So I
it has
guess
all
who's
the details.
gonna, I can do the Google Doc, I just can't do the the work. So
Sorry,
maybe I put it in, like we need an outline or something to get them like started.
make a common Google Doc and send me the link. I'll make the outline, and then you can make fun of it.
We can also ask Victor since it was his idea,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
we can call human chat GPT as well, Victor.
And we can maybe meet about it next time, review it, and then start contacting people.
Yeah, we can make it. I'll put some basic literature that I can find, and we can then propose something, and then obviously it will be full of holes, and you guys can start chat GP Victor. Okay, so yeah, that is what we can do. Let's do that. And this is something that we can do immediately. And on LinkedIn, I've seen this trend that people are sharing preprints, so they get a lot of expert feedback on LinkedIn. I've seen this trend as well. We can do that as well. We all can share and ask around, and there will be some people who would be able to provide useful feedback. And then I can involve academia on my side as well. Uh, because of the consortium, at least I can get it reviewed by them. At least I can get it reviewed. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is the way to go for that. Uh, Regarding the framework and all of that, what else do we need in that? If there is anything, let me know.
Could one of you remind me about the framework once again? I'm looking at the landscape, which.
Yeah, sorry, the landscape. Sorry, why am I saying framework? It's sorry, the landscape. Yeah.
Okay. I
Uh,
will also go through the landscape and add any other things that comes to mind.
yeah.
One question I had was, should we include projects like Luigi and others, which were really great at that point in time, but they may, for example, Airflow and Daxter and other things have taken those over. Should we include them for like historical references, or what should the landscape, what do we want users to walk away with when they look at the landscape? Are we going to help them make decisions, or are we telling them like, hey, here's everything, you guys go pick, or will that be a second phase where here's everything based on the maturity model, here are our recommendations, for you to pick a framework. So I remember, I think sometime last year, Dan, I remember you live created version one of the framework of where DataOps should sit and what that should look like. So I was wondering if the landscape should tie directly in with that framework.
It does. It does. We remember that we made the whole diagram thing, and the idea was it will help us with the categorization to understand because there's tools everywhere. Every time they're throwing in new tools, try ART and try this, and it does not make sense if we're trying to be more tool agnostic in the start and identify what the process will actually entail. And then we put in the tools, okay, this will help here, this will help here. So sort of like a CNCF landscape, like they have let me open CNCF landscape, wait a minute.
I will share it in 1 second. Yeah, that's the goal. It'll look like that. It'll just be a sub landscape of
Okay, okay. That I think that would
ours.
be great to have
And
that interactive.
So we want, look, in CNCF now that I have it in front of me. So we have like projects and products. We have like where do they fit operation or orchestration or app definition and development, streaming, whatever. They've made those, all of that. So they've understood that any problem that would come would lie in these domains. Either it's an observability problem, either it's a key management problem, it's a container registry problem. So the same approach we have to somewhat take. We already made the whole framework already. Based on that, we'll make our whole, we will make that landscape out of it, and we'll have all the tools over there. And we also made a criteria on what tools to bring in, which tools will be called incubating, which tools would be called matured or graduated. So we have these 3 tiers. So you'll find in the CNCF landscape that CNCF graduated, CNCF graduated. So we have
but
CDF.
that's because they're CDF, CNCF projects.
So we have CDF incubated, CDF graduated.
But
So
like the problem is they are their own projects, right? Um, if that makes sense. Most of them,
yeah,
some of them aren't. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But the thing is that we're also providing sort of a recommendation. This will
yes,
actually
yes.
guide the user that, okay, this one is a graduated one. It means that, okay, this one's legit. The others are like,
Mm,
I would need to do a lot of work.
yes.
Or it gives that kind of impression. So if I want to open the landscape, I'm looking for uh, what kind of problems that has to be the categories itself. Like we had Metastore and governance, blah, 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 blah. Then I need to look into then we need to look into, okay, which one is like on the landscape I wouldn't know, okay, which one has how many stars and all of that. We make it easy for the user who's coming to the landscape by giving them like incubating or graduated, or we need something in between as well. I'll think of it. So we have a criteria. The user knows, okay, this is the criteria. So whatever we says graduated, it means that it has a community support, it has this numbers of stars, this much the community is actively engaged, or it has a company backing it, and so on. Like TensorFlow is like from Google, backed by Google and made open source. Some I was looking into Microsoft's GraphRag. It is open source by Microsoft, so it's a pretty backed up kind of repository. So this is what we need to represent or reflect in our CDF landscape as well. So it's CDF incubating, CDF graduated, and all the Metastore or governance or observability, whatever uh, distribution that we make of the problem. That is, so anyone who is in DataOps, he opens that, he knows that, okay, this is for this problem, these are the solutions that are already there, and we have the ranking already there. So yeah, it would be like this.
Okay, in that case, I see. So we will also be sort of giving that categorization of things which were incubated within the CD Foundation and are now graduate projects, etc. And in addition to that, things like Airflow, things like maybe things which are not part of the CD Foundation. We'll have everything, but with the tags as well, which is homegrown, home native. And
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah.
one question about the landscape. How does the landscape work itself? Are we allowed, or is it encouraged to have only open source projects in there, or are we allowed to also include non-open source in the sense, for example, Dagster, it's like an Airflow replacement. It has both a paid version as well as a free open source, which you do on your own, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
like the recommendation, Roxanne, Jesse, and Dan on that? Do we
We
want to keep?
used to only do open source because we're
yeah,
open source.
yeah, yeah.
And if there are paid products in there, it's because they're members. That's a benefit. So then if they want to be on there, they can join the CDF. Um, yeah,
Okay, okay.
that's
I
what
think
I
that
would say. But
the CNCF, like when I click members, I see Alibaba Cloud, I see AWS, and yeah, so that concept can be taken: non-profit, academic, end user support, silver, gold, platinum, certified partners. So we can add this as well. Yeah.
I mean, we have those levels at the CDF. They would just have to become members. Yeah.
Yeah, they just yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sounds very good. I guess then in terms of next steps for us in the next maybe 2 to 4 weeks, we get the initial outline of the white paper and draft in place, and then we finalize the landscape. I think if those two are taken care of, I think we'll be at a very good spot to start the year off.
Yeah. I don't know how much time it takes to put the landscape together. It's all on GitHub. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I should have clarified. At least what Dan has
Yeah,
started
what we're gonna put in there. Yeah.
at least if that backend data is complete, then the beautification and all that can be taken care of at a later point. And I really love the idea of the white paper. And like Jesse and you were sharing, once we have the other thing going, which Dan is talking about, which is this serverless databases in the backend agentic workflows, I think that will now bring discussions to the table and that'll create even more engagement for more people to join, and then the workshops and the training and learning. I think that'll help drive the future for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, got lots of content for this year.
It's very exciting. And I will also start sharing more of this on LinkedIn and engaging with my other data science people.
And I'm sure Lisa would also promote it.
Oh,
Yeah.
She will come, right, on the meetings, or
She
well,
said
like
she
for
would when she can. I think it might just be a bad time for her. We can ask, like, what's a good time for people? I don't know. But you can ask her when you talk to her, Dan.
yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She was sad about it, but like, if you can't, then it's better to say that you can't. And I didn't want her to feel bad because every meeting she'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'd be like, "It's okay." You know, things happen, and we're so happy to have Vivek
Yeah,
lead us.
back stronger than ever, better than ever. Feliz años, everybody. Yeah.
Was there anything else you needed from me to help you move forward?
I'll set up the repo and all the details in it. I'll share the one-page summary of it and a bunch of slides. So maybe we can move forward to connect it to CDF, and from there, I'll start. I'll start with it. Maybe we can. Well, I'll be publishing a bunch of papers on this as well, so I'll keep CDF in loop on this as well,
Yeah,
so we can like jointly present it as well. Uh, like my professor has no problem like sharing in with CDF on that. So we just have to add another logo. So yeah, we can do that. We can have like a support acknowledgement section for CDF as well. So that is one sort of deliverables. Like whatever I'll be writing, it will be jointly done and all that. So that's a deliverable for CDF as well. So yeah,
cool.
I'll keep you in touch with that. So this is good that we're all synchronized. I'm really happy, man.
We're happy too.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm very excited.
yeah, man. So what else do we have?
Just going
Victor
to
wanted Jesse to. Sorry, you're leading the meeting. I will shut up.
No. Please go on, Roxanne. I was just going through the meeting notes to see if there are any other things standing out from last year, but I'll need a few minutes to go through the whole thing, so you have the floor.
Victor had this idea of like a governance blog post last
Governance
time,
block?
like a policy. He wanted Jesse to write it, and I said, Jesse, you don't have to if you don't want to. But
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember. I think.
that's a weird one, and I'll be honest, I don't know the right approach on that one, or if that is the right approach at all.
Oh, was it the one where he was requesting you to rely on your military background and then apply those principles to
Yeah,
governance and data?
I can help. But I still don't know what you guys are talking about. What governance? I need
that's
to
kind of the problem, I think, is that I think Victor was approaching it from the perspective of that it would be like fun to somehow tie in like military background and how like military and government handles um like access and adaptation of like technical documents and stuff like that. And I don't think that's something that you're going to apply to a modern IT structure at any like
It was
decent
nice to
way.
know you, Jesse. I don't know if we see you again.
Yeah, I'm like I
And
don't
then
know, man. I'm like
telling
it's
our
like I've
secret, and then suddenly we're lost.
well, it's not
Nowhere
even
to
that.
be
It's just like writing technical documents. It's like I was covering, how we maintained equipment that it we if we're lucky we upgraded it every 10 years. I don't think anybody in this community is like if I told them, "Oh, you only get to upgrade every 10 years," they'd probably just like slap me in the face and walk away.
Yeah, I know.
it's called continuous delivery.
Yeah, it's
No,
I'm
in
like
military, you have this whole chain of command, and there are still a lot of things I was not able to push when I was back in the Navy. So the AI boom came and all of that, and most of the guys were blissfully unaware, and they aren't even concerned because as long as everything's running, they said if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it's that kind of thing, or at least not in my tenure. Maybe the next one can look into it. So whenever I would put, okay, we can optimize this through AI and we can build an AI infrastructure. Yeah, good. I'm gonna get transferred, so I'm gonna put it to the next guy. He's gonna look into it, and the next guy, there is a problem there. It's pretty much, yeah. So I understand, but maybe if I get to talk to Victor, maybe we can look into it. No problem. Sounds
I also
interesting.
don't think it's like a priority, right? Like the other things.
Definitely,
Yeah.
other things already there.
I,
So don't worry, Dan, you have enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we were thinking along the lines of how do we personalize this and relate to our own personal life experiences and apply those principles to this, but I think might be a little bit of a stretch to,
Yeah.
at least in this case. And a lot of things in the military and army, I'm guessing, cannot be shared publicly. So,
Yeah, that is why I was talking about the whole getting, lost or unknown, and I don't know. Like suddenly there'll be a post that a eulogy or something like that. You never know. You never mess with these things. So yeah.
yeah, I would say if at some point if we're like depending on which way we're tackling this, obviously if we're working on the white paper like kind of outline first, it might be nice to do some sort of article introducing that. If we're talking about the landscape, I know that we have like, I'm assuming whatever grading criteria we're using, like finding a way to, talk through, like, hey, here's what we're introducing, here's the criteria. If you're interested, here's how we evaluate. And then, like, almost like kind of like I don't know if we can break down one of the projects in an article like that, but, might
Or you
be.
can just say, here's our landscape. You can add your project
Hmm.
here because it's like just a pull request on GitHub. We'll see. Yeah, we can do many things.
Well, next meeting, let's do with the things I started off with. We'll make the outlines and everything.
Yeah.
And let's start with that because that will be sort of the fundamentals on which we'll be basing on the next stuff. Let's start with that. So we have the whole 2026 ahead of us. By the time we take this every fortnightly, we take this on, we'll find that we'll be able to do a lot of things done. Especially later on, there will be a lot of things going on in parallel. So we'll be able to do a lot of things. Yeah. I'll prepare an outline and I'll hit you all up in Slack for review. So
Yeah, I created a doc so you can.
okay, I have this. I'll fill this up. I'll fill this up. Okay, I have this. Yeah.
Sounds very good. I will have to drop now. I want 10 minutes before my next meeting. But really
No
nice
worries.
catching up with all of you. Great
Yeah.
start to the year. I'm very excited. Beautiful vision we have for this year. So stay safe, everybody. Stay warm. I'm going to head off now.
Bye. Have a
Ciao.
good day.